All right, welcome back everyone to Rejects and Friends Event Horizon. Rejects and Friends is mini showcase slash race slash anything else we feel like doing, little mini show. Today we have a special treat. We have Nimbus125, who is one of RaF's coordinators, performing a Legend of Zelda Minish Cap randomizer. You might actually remember that we did this during RaF Sub-Zero. I believe there's a couple new things to be considered this time, so I'll let the runner introduce himself and I'll be on commentary.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nimbus. So last time on Sub-Zero we did basically a max setting seed, and today we're doing mostly a race setting seed. There's one extra setting that's not in race settings normally that was added in for fun, but so the goal today is just get all 4 elements and then fight Vadi. No extra figurines or all dungeons or anything like that. The seed is using a different shuffler. I won't go into details about it because I don't fully understand it, frankly, but basically the way the rando distributes items has been changed. The logic still works the same, but the order it places them is different, and apparently this new shuffler is really, really good at making really, really bad seeds. So we're probably in it for the long haul today.
Sounds good to me. One thing we talked about is perhaps fielding a file name from the audience. So if you'd like to start typing those in chat, we'll sort of field those as we go along. Maximum characters?
6.
6 characters.
Mostly alphanumeric. You get a few fancy symbols if you want. Ba.
Ba. Okay.
I like Ba.
Looks like we're going for Ba. Thank you very much, Abby.
Or was it 2A? Wait.
It's 3 A's actually.
It is 3 A's? Okay. It is on fast text. Okay.
Alright. Count Jason down. We'll be on our way.
Okay. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, so one of the things that we talked about before we started this is that I know basically nothing about this game.
Yes.
What would you say is our main path for looking for checks?
Right now we're in Sphere 0, so the way the rando works is it's broken up into spheres. Each sphere is the group of item locations you can get with the items from every previous sphere. So right now we're in Sphere 0, now we're not. We were in Sphere 0, which is all of the item locations that you can get without any items. Sphere 1 is everything you can get with just Sphere 0, and so on. Now, I'm going to do a quick element check. Okay, we'll talk about that later. The first goal we were looking for was a way to break trees. We got that with the sword. And we're going to head straight over to this cave on the left. This is a very fun cave. It has, hopefully, a lot of items in it.
Oh, wow.
That's a few items, yeah. Never mind, that was fake. So one of the settings is traps, where, if you've watched Ocarina of Time speedruns, or Rando, you might be familiar with Fool. We have that, but way more effects. As you saw, you can get lit on fire, you can get frozen. There's a billion other ones.
Is that native to the Minish Cap?
No, that was made up because the devs thought it'd be funny.
Ah, I see. So they just decided to do an asshole move, huh?
Yes, it's very fun. Some people don't like them, but I like them. That is junk.
I would imagine that you can turn them off.
Yes, they are off by default. We voted for them on... Okay.
What happened?
We voted for them in race setting. So I just looked into... Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh boy. So we briefly looked in the shop, and on the rightmost thing in the shop, there was a sword, what looks like a sword. It could be fake. I'm guessing it's real. That sword requires us to have 600 rupees. We cannot hold that many yet. In order to buy that sword, which we will need, we need all 3 wallets in the game.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
And on that bookshelf we saw just after the shop was one of the wallets, so...
So it's going to be money to buy money, huh?
Yes. I mean, you get so much money in this rando, it's not going to be... Getting money probably will not be an issue.
Knock on wood.
Yeah. So yeah, right now we're just kind of running about the world, getting a few checks.
I see you going into certain areas and then leaving them immediately. Is that
yes. So, okay, we can do that in a second. I can demonstrate in a few seconds. So, the rando added a quality of life feature called Quick Warp. More or less what it does, this is like technically not true, but basically what it does is it moves you to your save and quit point without having to actually save and quit. Right. You can think of it as an instant save and quit. So what I'll do a lot of the time is I'll poke my head into an area, then poke back out to move my quick warp location there. That way I can just press the button and warp to wherever I need to be really quickly. I'll be doing that in a little bit.
That's nice. I see that you have a sword that is also now green.
Yes, that is the second sword. We call it the green sword.
Oh, wow.
Technically it's called the white sword, but there's also two other swords that are called the white sword. So we just call them by their hilt color. We will need the four sword, but okay. That's another check here.
Oh, is that rock?
That was the rock's cape, which lets us jump. We do need the four sword. Do you want to guess what number sword the four sword is?
It better not be 4.
It's the 5th.
I knew it was going to be something like that.
Yes, because the smith sword is essentially sword 0, right?
Ah, okay, I see.
Here we're just doing chickens because it's chickens. Everyone loves chickens.
I guess. Why is one of them gold?
The gold ones will pop out of your hands if you hold them for too long, which sounds bad, but they're actually a lot nicer than the white chickens. Because as you saw there, that one it ran away for like a second and then stopped. White cuckoos will run away for like 30 seconds without stopping. So if it gets away from you, you wind up chasing it halfway across town.
Man, how long after Ocarina of Time did this game come out? Or before?
Way after. This was 2004.
Because I'm seeing wells and I'm seeing chicken farming. Looks kind of like Ocarina of Time.
This came out 3 years after MM. No, 4 years after MM, and like 2 years after Wind Waker. So, there's another wallet.
Okay, so it's not going to. Well, it may not be as horrifically awful as we perhaps.
No, I think it'll be stupid. I'm now guessing that's going to be our red sword for reasons. We'll get into why later. Just know that the red sword is very important. Maybe the most important item in the run, which will be our next sword as well. A little bit ago... Thanks. Why am I going up here? See here, we can quick warp, and now we're back all the way down here, without having to walk all the way back. Oh yeah, a little bit ago we got a golden thing. That was a Cloudtop Skinstone. This game has what are called kinstones, where you get these special items, you can fuse them with NPCs and make something happen. The vast majority of them are optional and in race settings, they have been done for us at the very start, so we don't need to worry about them. There are 9 golden fusions, though, that unlock mandatory areas of the game. And, for example, the Cloudtop Skinstone, there are 5 of them. Once you get all 5, you can open Wind Tribe and, by extension, Palace of Winds, which is the second to last dungeon. Now, you might have missed it. Near the very beginning of the run, I briefly checked the map, which says where all the elements are located. And Palace of Winds does not have an element, so hopefully we don't need them. Now, it doesn't work like Wind Waker Rando, where non-element fire? No. It does not work like Wind Waker Rando, where non-element dungeons can't have anything. So, the Gush Jar could be in Palace of Winds very easily. The other dungeon that's not required today is Temple of Droplets, which is also very fun because the boss of that dungeon, when there's not an element, is the single worst tech in the game. So,
I see. in a casual playthrough, what would you say your favorite dungeon is in this game?
Casually, the best dungeon is Palace. In speedruns, the best dungeon is Palace. And in Rando, the best dungeon is Palace.
Ah, okay.
It is just a very good dungeon. I said earlier this was mostly race settings. This is the one thing that's not race settings. There are 9 golden enemies which have 1,000,000 health and are very fast. And in the vanilla game, they spawn from fusions and drop 1,000,000,000 rupees. In the newest update, the work in progress update that I'm playing on, they added the ability to randomize what they drop. And so there we killed a snake to get a heart container.
I see. I saw that you sort of trapped him in the corner there. Is that sort of the strat that people use most often?
I mean, it's a strat I use. It's like no one in any like serious setting has killed one until like 2 weeks ago, right?
Sure.
Because they're not randomized until now, and they only drop rupees, so Hundo doesn't care about them. They're just kind of a pain. There's another one coming up right now. This one's harder to pin in a corner, so we're just gonna pray it cooperates, and it's
Now
not.
They can't run out of the area, can they?
No.
That would be awful.
Yes, they cannot. The reason they were not randomized until now was... this bean stock's fine, don't worry about it. Trust me, it's normal. The reason they were not randomized until now was, you know, when they die, they drop the item on the ground. We could always randomize that item, but it used to be where if you did a screen transition after killing one without picking up the item, then the item would be gone forever. So that has been fixed or I guess changed, so that they can now be safely randomized in this version. Yeah, now we're gonna head over to Minish Woods. I was kind of hoping to find bombs first. Bombs make Minish Woods a bit nicer and a bit faster. It's not a huge deal, though.
Do you need a bag for this game?
A bomb bag? Yes, there are 4 bomb bags.
I see, because I saw in that one cavern that you picked up a lot of bombs, but I guess those were inaccessible to you because you didn't have a bag.
Yeah, those are ammo refills. They don't give you bombs
I see.
themselves.
It's not like Zelda 1.
Yeah. It's like, this is casually the first area of the game, so it's a bit calm. Shortly, though, we are going to be doing a genuine save scum. So I said Quick Warp mostly puts you at your save location. It puts you at the last save, like, if you were to save right then and there, that's where it would put you to. But if you save in an earlier location, Quick Warp won't put you. You can reset to be even farther back, which will be helpful coming up. Yes, Link is very tiny. The main gimmick of this game is our hat Eslo. He is sentient and lets us shrink and get the tiny places. So here I'm saving. This way, if Minish Village, which is the area I'm about to go to, is junk, we can just reset and be back at the very start of Minish Woods. If I Quick Warp, I can even show this off. If I were to Quick Warp from here, I would just respawn at the start of Minish Village and then have to walk all the way back. Which is kind of slow.
For those of you who are unaware of mine and Nimbus's history with this game, I like to make fun of Nimbus a lot for...
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're walking back. I accidentally saved.
Did a manual save.
This is what I was trying to avoid. This is why you save, because walking back is annoying. Anyway, you can continue, sorry.
Oh yeah, it's... You very much like this game, obviously, and I've never played it, so, Whoa, I thought you landed on the tree for a second. Okay.
No. Oh yeah, you pop out of the tree when you grow. Is why. And then you jump off of it.
Gotcha.
Anyway, here is the very entrance of Minish Woods. If I did not accidentally saved, we would be here already. Oops. Not a huge deal. There's another golden enemy, this time an Octorok. As you saw, it shoots 3 rocks in a row. Very fun.
Yeah, I find the most charming aspect of this game to certainly be like the tiny link sections. They're just very well drawn, I guess.
Yes, they are very cute. Okay.
Ah, trap.
Yes.
Fool. Everyone type
also...
fool in chat, please.
They can also electrocute you, which is very fun. The worst one is the Curse, which makes you unable to use your sword or any items or roll for like 10 seconds. So you just kind of have to slowly walk around in shame.
It's like running out of stamina in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, kind of. Except longer.
Except longer. I didn't know you could just dodge right through enemies in this game.
Yes, Yes, this is the Dark Souls of Zelda because rolls have iframes. So you can just roll through enemies. Nice heart. So now we're gonna head on over to Lake because we don't have much left. We have a few things in town we can do. I want the bottle first because we saw the bookshelf. We saw the wallet on top of the bookshelf, rather. In order to get that, we do need a bottle. So I'm hoping we can get a bottle first.
What are you going to need the bottle for?
We need a bottle to extinguish a fireplace so that we can climb up it as Minish to get into the house with the wallet. Specifically. Wallet. The bottle would also give us access to Mount Krenel, which... See, there's a...
Did you just get an exclamation point?
Yes, that is what a trap is. That was an ice trap, specifically. So, true fool there, if you want. That is a quiver. That does not let us use the bow. We do need a bow to fire arrows. Anyway, I was saying the bottle does give us access to Mount Krenel, which also has a few items in it, but we can't do too much there. In fact, we can get literally one thing there, so... Now that I think about it. Oh boy, arrows. Remember this dojo for later. This dojo... So in other Zelda randos, hearts are generally kind of useless because you can just not die. In this rando, they're not, because that one dojo requires you to have 10 hearts in order to access it. So health is actually something that's kind of important a little, or at least part of the rando.
Well, good thing that one random snake got you a heart container then.
Yes. Yes, this is Temple of Droplets. This is one of the non-element dungeons. Like I said, non-element dungeons can and frequently will have items in them. Droplets in particular is the dungeon with the most checks in the game, so if there's nothing here, I will be very surprised. I'm also gonna bet that this has a big key in it. Whoa.
Wow. Was that sarcasm, or did you actually not know?
That is... Actually, I think that might now be a 50-50 chance, now that I think about it.
Okay.
But it used to be guaranteed.
Well, what changed?
So in the top of the dungeon, there are 2 rooms. Hey, there's bombs. There are 2 rooms. One of them has a chest you can access from the beginning. The other one has the vanilla big key behind a locked door. Also, we have to leave. It used to be that the unlocked section always had the big key, and then the locked section required all 4 small keys logically. Now it's been changed so that it can be 50-50 between that or the right door has a guaranteed small key and the left one has a guaranteed big key. Right.
Instead. You left the dungeon. Is that just because you don't have anything that can let you progress through that, or is
No, I
being the
can't do
boss
anything.
not required?
I mean, I could have save scummed and did that back check with the key. That would have been out of logic, and also that would have taken a while for one check that I would want the save scum anyway. So
Oh yeah, I forgot this is technically a speedrun.
yeah, like, no thank you. We're gonna be back there later, trust me.
You did say it was like the check fields dungeon, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I mean, we got, what was it, like 7 items in a row? I think in this setting, that dungeon has close to 50.
Oh my god.
So, I will transition slightly too early. Yeah, so we're going to be back at Droplets almost certainly. What I did just there was technically a glitch. It is the only race legal glitch that saves time. If you place a bomb and then roll 1 frame later, this game is 60 FPS, the bomb will bounce up in the air and the fuse timer will be significantly shorter.
Is it sort of like Gorge Void where you want to time it, or do you just typically mash for it?
Because it's the next frame, you just press them really quickly and you get it.
Oh, okay.
Like, the hard part of frame perfect tricks is timing like 157 frames in particular. Like, you just can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Timing a gap of 1 frame though is just you press it quickly and you get it, usually. We do now have to go all the way back to town. I could have save scummed, but did I talk to a stone tablet thing and make it blow up?
Oh boy.
I should have if I did not. I'm suddenly forgetting about it. I meant to do that. That is a wind crest, which is a fast travel point once we get the ocarina, which we do not have. Hopefully we get it soon, because fast travel is pretty fast. Big surprise. Okay, I did do it. No, I do not have a 3600 BPM metronome to time things.
So I saw you go to bed, and now you're in a fox dungeon. What is this?
This is Simon's simulation. He puts you to sleep using hypnosis, and then you fight a bunch of enemies.
I see.
This fight in particular, cool. This fight in particular gives you a heartbeat in the vanilla game. This time it gave us 5 bombs. I save scummed that because the wake up animation is very slow, so save scumming turns out to be faster.
I'm gonna have to turn off my brain, because whenever I think those are kinstone pieces. Whenever I see a kinstone pieces, it looks like something that's very important, but objectively, it's not in this particular category.
The gold ones are important. Any other color ones are not.
I see.
Thank you, Octorok. That was a roll lift, but then the Octorok hit me, and I could not actually get it in place. That is a blue rupee. We do not need it. Oh, I should have checked. Whatever. I could have spotted a few other items that we cannot access, which would have given us information at the very least. I should have done that. Oh well. Speaking of well, this is the same room as Under the Well, just in a different part. There are a lot of bomb rocks that we have to blow up very slowly. Here, at least we can blow this one up a little bit early. So as you might imagine, this is kind of a slow check. We are running out of things to do. So hopefully we find something.
Did you just get 5 more bombs just out of nowhere?
Yeah, so with it, nice. There's the bottle I was talking about. With you saw there, I blew up 2 rocks at once by jamming it in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
By doing that, you can do the underneath the school with 10 bombs. Otherwise, you need 11. Just to make it easier for people who don't know that strat, they put a guaranteed bomb drop in one of the rocks.
I see.
That was the fireplace I needed to put out for the wallet. However, I don't need the wallet yet, so I'm just gonna leave and hope, mainly hope for the cane, which would make getting all of those checks a little bit faster. And here we're back.
Everyone's dehydrated.
Yes. Yes, their fireplace stays out for the rest of eternity, thankfully. Oh yeah, so you can scoop water through a bridge. Don't ask me why. It's kind of nice. I need to leave for a second. Not the stream. I need to leave Krenel for a second, actually.
I'll take over, Nimbus. It's okay. You thought it would take 3 hours. I'm sure I could do this in like maybe 45 minutes. What are you guys thinking, Chad?
That was very close to being too early. You see, I roll through the bulldozer there. Generally just try and roll through enemies. Never mind, I'm not leaving. Thank you. I was on 1 bomb, which is not enough. That was a very unusually nice bomb refill.
They didn't put guaranteed bomb refills everywhere, huh?
No, just that one place. Because logically it expects you to do it in 10 bombs, but if you don't know to do it in 10 bombs, you could get like seemingly soft locked even though you're not. Here though, it's just, you know, get enough bombs, lol. Right.
Management, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Because there, if you leave and come back, all of the bombs come back as well. So you need to do it in 10. Whereas here, you can blow some up, leave, and... Cool. You can blow up some, leave, and come back. I hope this is... It is real. Cool.
Was that just vanilla?
No, vanilla is a little bit further up the mountain. And also requires shield.
I see.
But that does give us more checks on Mount Krenel, which is nice.
I do have a question. I feel like in the 3D Zelda... Oh.
Go on.
I feel like in the 3D Zelda randomizers, getting like big quivers and big bomb bags isn't the most useful thing of all time. Because you use so many of them in 2D randomizers, especially this one, it seems like, is getting bigger bomb bags and stuff like that actually useful?
The second bomb bag specifically is useful. That lets you carry 30 bombs. Mount Krenel requires like 12 or something. So having more bombs is just kind of nice. Anything past 30 though is a bit unnecessary, and you never need more than like 10 arrows. And arrow refills are like everywhere, so quivers are basically useless. There we got a book. The books are the best items in the game, I say completely genuinely. Once you have all 3 books, and the ocarina, and the cane, you can get 1 check from a yellow fish we call Yulari. And we all love Yulari. He's kind of become the mascot of the rando. He is our favorite check. If you're trying to come up with like how bad could this seed get, generally something's going to be ending up on Yulari.
What is it likely to be here? What would be the most narratively ironic and awesome for it to be in this one? From what you've seen, like maybe the 4th sword.
I think the 3rd wallet would be very funny.
3rd wallet, okay, all right. I wish we could run gambas, but we can't.
Yeah, like if I were theory crafting the worst possible seed, I would do like a 2nd book on Big Octo, the boss of Temple of Droplets. The 3rd book on Georg, the boss of Palace of Winds, requiring you to do every dungeon in the game to get your wallet, to get your 4th sword.
There's a Georg in this game?
It is very different.
Is it even a fish?
It is 2 manta rays. Also, golden tektites are the worst golden enemy because they just do this. I'm actually gonna leave.
Where about health?
Because this cave up here, Oop. Oh, okay. I was gonna say this cave has fairies in it, but that Tektite gave us one. Everyone say thank you to that Tektite.
I feel like you and I have started talking at the same time like 50 times.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the health refills for that golden Tektite when you do that.
What do you mean?
Like you left the area and you're coming back.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have to fully kill it from full again.
Wow, this looks fun.
It is very fun.
And it was very useful.
Yes. A little bit ago, I was talking about like, oh, it's cool, I got the grip ring here, and then you might have heard me like groan or sigh a little bit, unexplained, because I realized we can do what we call vanilla climb, and from the looks of it, we probably have to do vanilla climb.
Awesome.
So, the second dungeon, Cave of Flames, which is the dungeon of this area, there are 2 ways to access it. One is with the cane, which is the item of the dungeon, where you jump up a hole and get to it in like 10 seconds, maybe, if even that. The other method is vanilla climb, which is what you have to do in the vanilla game, which takes like 3 minutes.
Ah.
And the whole time there are 0 items. So
It
it's
could be
very
worse.
thrilling.
You could have to manage stamina like Breath of the Wild while doing it.
I mean, it could be worse. We could have to do it twice.
Is that actually something that can logically happen?
Yes. Like, if you have key sanity on, you can do it up to like 3 or 4 times. It's very
yikes.
fun. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, thank God. So, we do not need to do vanilla climb because we got the cane. Although we do need to climb up Mount Chronal a second time, but that's fine.
You've done this a couple times where you've sort of looked at an item, said yes, and then did it again a little bit hesitantly. Is there a possibility that are you just worried that it's going to be like a trap or something?
Yes, that was like, oh, cool, the cane. Oh, wait, it might be fake. Oh, cool, it is the cane. All right. Fun fact here, in the vanilla game, Ezla says that these raindrops hurt like boulders, except those raindrops do a quarter heart and boulders do half a heart, so he lies to you.
Oh no. I think it would have been hilarious if the boulders did 1/4 of a heart and the rain did 1/2 a heart.
Yeah. And so if we continued past that chest, we would do vanilla climb, we would push boulders for a very long time. You'd make like Victory Road and Seafoam Islands jealous of how long you're pushing boulders. Oh my god. Thank you. Instead, we can just walk up here and it'll be very fast.
What a niche reference you just made.
Hey, remember when I said you can get cursed and you just have to walk of shame everywhere?
Luckily you have a fairy, right?
Yes. Okay, thank you. I will go back for that Tektite, don't worry. Welcome to Cave of Flames.
I feel very welcome.
I wanted that. Goodbye, Cave of Flames.
Nothing useful in there.
No, we're gonna come back later.
Oh, okay.
I'm just moving my quick warp there to do these checks outside a little bit easier. Air quotes easier. Now I did peek those rupees. There was a kinstone and a big key and maybe something else. Now the big key is for Cave of Flames, so it's not key sanity or anything. Cool.
Let's see. What have you gotten from the golden enemies? You've gotten a piece of heart, you've gotten a heart container, and you've gotten two big red rupees.
Yes, those are 200 rupees each.
So you haven't gotten anything mildly useful from them yet, huh?
No. Gold enemies are in vanilla, and the vanilla game they drop, I think, either big green or big blue rupees depending on the enemy. You unlock them from fusions, they're basically sentient chests. But since they only drop rupees, you kind of just ignore them and pray they don't hurt you too much.
Truly Dark Souls, where the chests hurt you.
Yes. Did I save earlier, by the way? I'm like 90% sure I did.
I'm also pretty sure that you did.
Okay. Because we already If we quick warped, we would have been at the back side of Malari's mines. Because I saved, we are here instead.
Nice. Your
now
reaction time.
What were you saying?
Your reaction time to the exclamation points is trained. I see.
I have been a little trigger happy sometimes. Well, usually in Simon's, I'll be like, oh, that's junk. Wait, no, I do need that. Hang on. And then I have to do the fight a second time.
Wow, nice heart.
Yes, that is something added to the update. Hearts were not originally randomized because there are no hearts in chests, but they threw some in because why not? It'd be
What
fun.
did they replace?
So the junk item pool is... It's not actually 1-to-1 with vanilla. It basically just adds in a random assortment of ammo refills and small rupees and traps.
I see.
And so they just swapped some of the random things out with hearts.
Wow, Minish
I don't
Cap
think
is
I
sort
did
of like a smorgasbord of like other Zeldas. Like the minecart thing reminds me a lot of Oracle.
Yes, in fact, I'm glad you brought it up. In the Oracle games, the minecarts are very infamously slow and kind of tedious. In the vanilla game, as when you first get to a minecart, Ezra's like, oh my god, a minecart? Wow, that's so boring and dull, whatever. And then you jump in one and it's like supersonic. And he's like, oh my god, okay, never mind. Don't do that again, please. So that is Capcom kind of riffing on, yeah, okay, we know the minecarts were really slow last time, guys, we're sorry.
Oh yeah, they did make those games too, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They made Oracles and Minish Cap. Capcom made Capcom, yes.
I didn't even think about it. Oh no, don't touch this fire.
Yeah, it does like, yeah, quarter heart. You can mostly ignore it. So here, getting the cape for this dungeon is very nice. Mostly in the second half, but even in the first half, it saves a bit of time where you can just skip needing to do a lot of invented things. The cape in general, so the cape is the last dungeon item you're supposed to get, and the game is not balanced around having it. So you can just kind of do stuff like this and skip a few puzzles to make the game a lot faster.
Very nice.
I do like it. For Cape of Flames without the cape is like the biggest shift. I think it's maybe like 2 minutes slower without the cape. It is actually a noticeable difference. So having it is always very nice. Yeah?
Is that a general speedrun trick at all, or is that just randomizer specific?
That's just random. Like, you can't get the cape early. In general, Minish Cap doesn't... It has a task-only sequence break now, but in general it does not have any, like, do this dungeon early or anything
I see.
like that.
I guess that's just the nature of a 2D game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Capcom have made this game fairly robust, annoyingly.
That's what they said about barrier skip.
The only way this game is getting something like barrier skip is if it has like, or if it just has full-on ace, or like arbitrary chest content manipulation or something like that.
Mm.
I don't remember what was on this heart piece, so I'm gonna check it. So, I guess to tie into that, we can explain what we need, the actual items we need for it was okay. So to beat Vadi, we need the 4-sword and all 4 elements, the Gustar, the cane, the bow, and the lantern, and to reach him we also need the bombs and the cape. I'm focusing a little bit.
Well, we've got some of those.
Yes, if you do it right, that bottom left one dies on the first spin, and it looks cool. That only looked slightly cool.
Can we get a clap in chat for slightly cool?
Right. And so anyway, you need a lot of things for body, right? And if you're familiar with Twilight Princess speedrunning, you know how like entering Palace of Twilight only checks for the last mirror shard because it assumes you can only get the last mirror shard if you have the other ones. Minish Cap is like the exact opposite of that. Everything that could possibly be required is like explicitly checked to be required.
Wow.
So the only way to like, hello.
Oh.
I'm not going to get into detail about Fire Rod because it is outside the scope of this seed. But there is a hack that lets you walk through walls wherever you want and do all sorts of things like that. And even in that, you can only skip one boss. And even that one boss, which is like theoretically skippable, any percent will never skip. Because that boss gives you the Ocarina, which is the most broken item in the game, and single-handedly saves like 20 plus minutes or something.
Oh. Wow.
So Minish Cap is all dungeons, and unless Ace happens, it will be all dungeons for the rest of time. Unfortunately.
So what is this cane exactly doing, such that you land in a hole and it jettisons you up into another?
What this cane does here, it's a bit too far away now. I can show on this one. It flips things over. And apparently when you use it in a hole, it stores the flipping energy and makes you fly. Don't ask me on the physics of that.
I see.
No.
Oh, we have to do it.
Nice. So, I said earlier the cape speeds this dungeon up a lot. This is the room you really, really want the cape in. Because if you do not have the cape, you are riding these levels again like a minute and a half. Whereas here,
I see.
with the cape, we can just kind of fly all around it.
Nice.
That is the last caster Kentstone. We need all three of those to Nice. We need all three of those to access Thank you. To access Fortress of Winds. However, we can't get the caster to get the Fortress of Winds yet. Also, even if we could, I would not want to go. Because we do not have the bow or the mitts, both of which are required to do nearly anything in the dungeon.
I have this very vague memory of like having to ride lava rocks in like one of the levels in the Tower of Spirits and Spirit Tracks. I don't know if I'm misguided in that. That feels familiar to me.
Maybe. It has been a while since I played Spirit Tracks.
Oh, look at this.
Yes, this is Gleerock, aka Lava Lapras.
Gleerock.
Yes, it's not Gleeok, it's Gleerock. You have to flip its shell over and then slash this crystal, I guess, a bunch of times. And then you get the weight. It's a very fun boss.
I see. There's something slightly more violent about like a boss that's literally just an animal.
Yeah. Ow. Yeah, these rocks, they don't do that much damage. You can just kind of ignore them. Now, if I did have a ranged weapon, you could do this slightly faster by hitting the crystal on the back before the neck falls down. However, we don't have... So you do have to wait. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, do you see these? There's like Gleerocks on the wall. Oh my god. Wow. If you do not know, that is a meme in the speedrun. Like, basically every marathon run, people point that out. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask. Like, it feels like that feels like something that you would have noticed before.
Yes. Thank you, Gleerock. Ooh, we got the good RNG. So, on the final phase, if his head is facing down, that white fade transition is basically instant. If it's
Nice.
not facing down, that fade out is like a second longer.
Goodbye, fire terrestrialized Lapras.
Yes. Hyrulean Lapras. It's Gleerock without the C. Ooh. What kind of rando? SMH, my head.
I can't. I don't know why that joke threw me off so much.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, we need that. And we had to do Gleerock, so that's, like, all things considered, that's a good location. That's just a very funny location as well. The Gustar is very annoying. There's, like... If I can count, I think there's, like, 6 checks in the entire game that require it. Maybe 8, somewhere between 6 and 8. And for reference, I think there are 400... Actually, no, I think there's just over 500 checks now because of golden enemies. And so 6 is not many.
I actually don't have too much of a reference for that number. Is that high or low for compared to like the other Zelda randomizers?
If I remember right, Ocarina of Time max settings is like less than Minish Cap race settings. And Minish Cap race settings is about the same speed as Ocarina of Time max settings. Or as Ocarina of Time race settings, rather. So it is... Like, someone did the math. On average, people get, like, a check every 15 seconds, I think, in Minish Cap Rando. Very roughly on average, so... It's pretty constant, right?
Is there like a determined best order to find like specific items in?
Not really. Generally, at least the way I look at it, you want a lot of items that open things early, you know, like the cape, like the bombs, because that gives you more options. But then, like, your go mode item, the last thing you also want something that opens a lot of checks.
Sure.
Right. Because the more checks an item opens, the less places it can be. And so if your last check is something that opens a lot of things, like, say, I don't know, the lantern or something, that means you know there's a lot of places that you don't need to bother checking. Whereas with something like the Gustar or the Force Sword, they can be basically anywhere, so you're going to be hunting basically the entire seed.
A nice bow.
Yeah.
Even though you've said it's marginally useful in this game.
Yeah, bow. It's useful in Caster and Fortress of Winds. And literally nowhere else. It doesn't do very much. Thank you. That person can get in the way. And so the cane is what I wanted to do. They let you just avoid a lot of extra walking back and forth as Minish Link. Now, if I remember right, there were also... I was making fun of the sword in the shop, but if I remember right, power bracelets were also back here.
That sounds right, yeah.
Well, quote-unquote power bracelets. Yes, they are power bracelets. Power bracelets are very not useful in this game.
Oh.
They open 3 checks in the entire game, one of which you can see before you actually get it. So, and we have peeked it. It was a big red rupee on a bookshelf in the lake. So there are 2 things that power bracelets open in the entire seed that we might care about.
It's gonna be the sword and the wallet. I guarantee it.
Well, one of them is in Palace of Winds. It's called Pot Push. That likes to have a key sometimes, which could be a pain. Here I am finally getting the wallet because the cane speeds all these checks up. Might as well do them now. No reason to save it for later at this point. Also, Minish Link can talk to animals. I don't think about it. Big Link can't, small Link can. I don't know why.
I think, what if it's just Eslo being an interpreter?
Well, we haven't not found it yet, but in the vanilla game, you do get what's called the Jabbernut, which gives you the ability to talk to Minish, because they speak a different language or something. And so, like, maybe that has something to do with it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Smiling it from TP.
Yeah, TP is actually just a really small game. It's just that everything is small so that it looks normal.
I do not need 1 heart. Believe it or not.
What about 2 hearts though?
Two heart containers would get me access in Droplet Lake. That's the place. Which is not nothing. And speaking, never mind. I was gonna say, speaking of droplets, I might go back there. Then I remember I still cannot do anything there. I got excited. Never mind. We're going back to droplets. That was not scripted. I promise. So with the all right, it's not a. Oh, thank you. With the flippers and the gush star, we can do a lot more splits. I forgot you needed the flipper, which is why I was excited, because usually you have the flippers by now. They open a lot of things, and it's usually the gush star you're waiting on. But this time they're like, sure, here you go.
Do the flippers like unlock quite a few things that like I can't think of another reason why it'd be pretty common to get them early.
So flippers and mulmits both open a lot of scattered checks basically everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be running around and doing flippers checks for a while. Everyone's calling them minions. I've never seen them as minions before, but everyone in chat seems to think they are. So yes, we are again going to go back to droplets. It is theoretically not required. It will be required to do this, I'm almost certain. Oh, we can. Yes, okay, we can do some weird things. You don't normally do this route in droplets. This is interesting. So if you remember, we picked up like 6 rupee spots. There are a lot more up here. If I can. I think that's all of them. Okay. Now, I think the key layout, the key logic for droplets has been changed. I don't fully understand it, to be perfectly honest, but in the past, every locked door required you to have all 4 small. So there is a chance this is out of logic as far as keys are concerned, but I kind of don't care. Like, we don't care about key logic very much. I mean, you do care about key logic because that can tell you, like, oh, this chest has to be a key and I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
But largely speaking, it's not super important. I might try and do a funny thing.
I like funny things.
No, we're not doing a funny thing. I'm sorry.
No laughs today.
If you grab that mushroom while the lily pad, make Link jump like crazy far out of bounds, and it looks very goofy. It's not useful in any way, though. It just looks fun. Also, say goodbye to our rubies. This ghost will steal all of them. Oh, it'll steal a lot of them. Once we screen transition, it goes away. That's not even like remotely a thing in the vanilla game. That is like a completely made up effect for that trap.
They had to like, because whoever animated it did a pretty good job of making it look native to the game.
Well, the ghost is native to the game, and the laugh is native to the game. But the ghost does not laugh and also does not steal rupees.
I see.
Like, it was combining in-game assets in a creative way to just be funny, I guess.
Yeah, creative is one word for it. Is that impossible to do in one cycle?
With the green/red/blue sword, yes, if you have Great Spin and it's hard.
Okay.
With the Force Sword, it's almost trivial to one cycle. And with the Smith Sword, it is impossible.
I can't see these fly enemies as anything but like Single segment Yanmas.
They are way more. Oh my god, they are way more annoying than Yamas. I kind of hate them. Here we can do a little funny trick. It is not a glitch. Oh no, the lily pad disappeared. That's very bad and tragic. Whatever will we do? Oh, it's up here now. For whatever reason, if you transition while the lily pad is moving up, it just teleports the lily pad over there for some reason.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know why. That lets you skip a ice block pushing puzzle. Although we can't get the item from it because we don't have the lantern.
You have to forgive my ignorance. I'm noticing that you can swim in the water. So if you can do that, why do you need the lily pad?
Here. I'll have to come back down anyway. I guess with the cape, we did not need to. We might not have needed to do it, but it's just easier, honestly. And it sets up getting a check later. You can only get onto land through shallow water, is the thing.
I see.
And there's not much shallow water in that room. That's a Tingle trophy.
So you can't like jump out of water or anything?
No. But with the cape, you could like jump over all the water. How many keys do we have? 3? I'm gonna go back in, actually. And I'm gonna do this one check. So, you can guarantee skip 1 key and droplet. We're only... So, opening this door is completely safe. I don't need the save. And since I don't need a save scum, I might as well do it. Without the lantern, it's just kind of an extended block pushing puzzle. One constant about this dungeon is that the ice physics in this game are very bad.
Yeah, I was literally just about to comment on that.
Like, you kind of get stuck on corners and, like, rocket around them very weirdly. As you might be able to tell. And so I usually, at least I personally like to use the cape to sort of redirect. Cool, that was worth it. To sort of redirect myself.
Am I an idiot? Why did pushing it against that block break the ice?
There was light pouring in from above, which melted the ice.
Oh, I see. Of course.
I also did not need to do those jumps. I have flippers, but those jumps are cool. This is slower. Let me go this way. We're eventually going to end up back towards town. One thing to flip... Why did I do this? Sorry. Oh no, I had flippers over here, so that made sense. Never mind. One thing the flippers do is they also give us access to Deepwood Shrine, which is the first dungeon and one we can full clear. So we're going to do that next. Because the flippers were so close to droplets and a lot more loaded than it was, I do think that was still the right decision to make, but you could argue like, oh, you should have, I guess, ran halfway across the map and then ran halfway across the map again. Which,
You won't get that criticism from me.
Nope. What did this great fairy give us? She blew us up. Yay. Some of the NPCs are just very mean. Here I am once again moving my quick warp somewhere else, because there are a few checks in Southfield we can do real quick. So here's Tingle. We all love Tingle, right? He's our favorite character. He gave us arrows. We can only do that because we have the Tingle trophy, which we just got from droplets. The Tingle trophy is kind of weird in the vanilla game. Is once you've done every fusion in the game, he gives you the Tingle trophy as a reward. But in Rando, if you have the Tingle trophy, he gives you a random item.
I see.
And so technically in vanilla location, like vanilla item locations, the Tingle trophies. Also, there's where the ghost is actually supposed to be used.
Yeah, I see that.
And now we're back over here. Yay.
So has there ever been a situation where like a very pivotal item has been trapped behind getting one tingle trophy, so you could give it to this one guy?
Oh, I'm very glad you asked. The worst seed in Minish Cap Rando history is a very funny seed. So there's a race mod called Hendris. He's infamous for rolling really bad seeds. There was once a seed in a weekly that was so bad, multiple people quit playing the rando because of it. It was very bad. I don't even remember why most of it was bad, just the ending to it. So, to get into Dark Hyrule Castle, you only need the 4 elements and the 4 sword, and then all the items you need to get the elements. So if there's an item that you need for Vadi, like the Gush Jar or the Cane, that isn't required for the elements, then theoretically, one of those items could be inside DHC, right? And so this was a seed where you end up unlocking DHC, still missing the Gush Jar, and so what you had to do was you had to do literally the entire dungeon, get to the very end, open the vanilla big key chest for the Tingle trophy, and then walk all the way back to Tingle for Tingle to give you your Gush Jar so you could beat
Oh
Vadi.
no.
Many people were very, very upset about that seed.
Yeah, understandably. Understandably. That reminds me of I don't know if Wind Waker Rando does this the whole time, but I can imagine like you have to venture into Hyrule and then leave to like you get, like some sort of arrows or something.
Yeah, it's basically vanilla light arrows. Item in DHC is vanilla light arrows, more or less. And so that's like vanilla, like, I don't know, power bracelets and vanilla light, or like mirror shield and vanilla item for the one chest in the Angular Isle to have the Master Sword or something to go all the way back. It's like you couldn't even just give me the sword. I have to go talk to Tingle first. It was very fun. Also, here's the first boss of the game, and the first boss of the rando.
Nice.
Of this rando seed, anyway. This is Green Shoe. He wobbles. You use the Gush Jar, and then he falls over and you slash him. Never mind, this is the second boss of the... I'm sorry, Clearrock.
Even I forgot about that.
Oh no. You forgot about Hyrulean Lapras?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, this boss is officially named Big Green Chew. That is a misnomer. This is a normal-sized Green Chew. We're just very, very small. And so it looks big. And it's also now dead.
Can we get an F, please?
If you liked that boss, if the seed is bad enough, we might be fighting it again. But blue.
Oh, well, it's going to be electric this time. That time then, right?
Yes.
That changes everything.
Yay.
You sound so excited.
It was a very useful bomb refill. I promise. We are still only on 10 bombs an hour in, which is kind of funny. Usually around 30 by now, but it's not a big... Like, Mount Crendle's the only place that's, like, super bomb intensive, so... At this point, only having one isn't actually...
Oh, hey, it's everyone's favorite thing about this game. This, like, rolling log mechanic.
Oh, the barrel. Yeah, the barrel's... I like the barrel, I think.
You think?
I don't know. It's a cool idea to just have this rolling thing in the middle of the dungeon.
I mean, the pseudo 3D effects are kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Not in rando necessarily, but in speedrun, very boring. Because the dungeon is 100% glitchless, and also filled with Eslo text box triggers, so... Oh. Hello.
Oh, wallet.
Yeah. Well, we'll be coming back for that guy eventually.
It's not locked behind anything dumb.
Yeah, so I did a long time ago say, guessing the sword in the shop was going to be our red sword, aka our third sword, because just from how early we got the other two wallets. And if that wallet is real, that will indeed be our red sword, most likely.
Wow, look at you calling it. I'm assuming it's sort of like Wind Waker, such that the swords are progressional as opposed to like the
Yeah.
actual sword.
There is a setting to make it so that they are the, but no, they are progressional. And the reason I was thinking it's the red sword is the red sword opens approximately a gajillion items. The blue sword opens a few. Like, it's a respectable number, but not a crazy amount. And the four sword opens like 5. So.
Ah.
And the green sword opens 1. But that one was arcade, so it was kind of nice, I guess. But yes, the red sword is, check number-wise, the most important sword by a lot.
I see.
And in general, aside from the spin attack, I think the red sword is the single item that opens the most items in the entire game. So getting it is very nice.
Yeah, I remember you alluding to that before.
Of course, it's going to be a bit until we pick that thing up. God damn it. If you have flippers and you fall in the water,
Wait,
there's
really?
no way out. Well, because you're not supposed to have flippers when you come to this dungeon.
So what happens if you fall into water with flippers in like a normal part of the game?
Well, like, in the normal parts of the game, there's this shallow water to just climb back out of. But the way we've done this dungeon, there is no way to climb out of the water. Because you're not supposed to get into the water.
Oh, I see. So the game just physically does not let you get into water.
Oh yeah, if you fall into water without the flippers,
you drown. I see.
Yeah. Oh, we were only on 2 keys. Okay. We do need that key, actually. Normally you can skip a key with the lantern, but we do not have the lantern. Fingers crossed. Won't work twice. Yeah, okay.
Imagine.
That would have been funny.
Yeah,
if the lantern we could have...
I would have force halted your run for cheating.
Yeah, with the lantern we could have taken the second... Oh, okay. Okay, sure, never mind. We could have taken the lower door and burned that web. However, you can't use the gush star in a door frame, so... No, don't quick warp. It is real. Yeah. Oh no, Oh! I didn't pick up the Giulietta wallet. That's why. Never mind. That is probably our third wallet. Yes. Yeah. Nice command.
Thanks.
And so here's the best part of this dungeon, which is lily pad riding. Thankfully, because when we got a key, we were able to skip a lot of the lily pad riding, but it is still a little bit annoying. Just
Don't fall in.
I mean, if we fall in, we can climb back out. Right.
Oh, on the lily pad. I see.
Like that. But because the lily pad wasn't in that room, it had nothing to climb out on. Nice. That is everything in Deepwood, though. We are never coming back to Minish Woods ever again. Unless I misclick. Or I forgot something that I should not have. But I don't think I did. If we are ever back in Minish Woods for more than 2 seconds, something is seriously wrong.
Uh-oh.
You remember when I said, oh, rupees aren't a big deal, you can there's enough rupees that you can kind of just not care.
Yeah. Are you telling me that you lied to me?
We might need to pick up 280 rupees from some.
Man, if only you killed those golden tektites later.
Yeah. Usually what you do is you save it like in this puddle cave down here because you don't need all of them. But I figured we're gonna find enough rupees, but we did not. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of random town stuff / nearly town stuff and hopefully find some rupees.
So because of the way that junk works in this game, I've seen that you have gotten many a big red rupee. Are there just not many of those left, or can they still be randomly generated?
So big rupees are not junk. Those are all 1-to-1 with vanilla. It's just like one 5 and 20 rupees, I think. Because the way the shop works is it does actually check that there are enough big rupees available to avoid needing to farm. But that's only if you don't pick them all up and waste them all. Right?
Understood.
I should have save skimmed here. Now I have to swim back, but oh well. Nice. I don't know how you farm rupees. I'm gonna be honest. Normally what you would do here is, because they always drop like 200 rupees, but they are randomized now, so we can't do that. Oh, we could do something a little bit sneaky, I guess, to get part of the way there. It's not
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, it's not like cheating or anything. Like, it's not a glitch. It's just a little bit sneaky. Hey, what were you going to say?
I was gonna ask that Octorok died by you throwing a bomb on it. It didn't even explode. It just.
Oh yeah, throwing a bomb does damage, and like actually quite a bit of damage. Like unironically, throwing bombs at enemies as a projectile is a better weapon than blowing bombs up on enemies.
That's some Link to the Past shit.
Yeah.
Throwing pots on all the skeletons.
So, with the Gush Jar, yoink. And there's a free 100 rupees.
Nice.
That only works because it is a rupee if it was an important item. So, you can only get useless items out of logic that way. But that is funny. There is a work in progress setting to make it so you can grab major items with the Gush Jar or the Boomerang. I don't think it's in a testable state yet, but it does sound very fun.
When do you expect the full version of this sort of new randomizer, new logic, whatever, to be available?
There's a new testable version of it within a week or two. The fully bug fixed version, hopefully by the end of, if I had to guess.
The end of what? Sorry.
February. If I had to. Hang on, that's more stuff we can do while we farm or hunt, more accurately, for rupees.
Yeah.
Again, this is entirely my fault. If I was smarter, I would have saved a rupee somewhere. It is also kind of the seed's fault for giving us one.
I mean, did you roll this one, or did your infamous mod roll this one?
No, this was the developer of the experimental shuffler that rolled this.
Ah, I see.
Who apparently has also rolled bad seeds in the past, but like every seed of the shuffler is just awful. So.
If you were to hazard a guess, if you were to randomize any seeds, I know there's millions of them, but if you were to do that, what % of seeds would you say are just bad?
this isn't. I know it's not how it works, but like it genuinely feels like it depends on who rolls time. Some people are just more predisposed to it for some reason. I would wager like probably if by bad you mean like past like 2 hours 40 minutes, it's probably only like 10% of seeds or so. It's not that many. Most like even seeds that feel bad usually can be beaten in around like 2 hours 10, 2 hours 30. From what I've heard, the seed will be closer to others.
Fine by me.
Yes, this shuffler, again, for those who weren't here at the beginning, this all the logic is the same, it just places items in a different order. From the sounds of it, this shuffler has like a 95% chance to roll really bad seeds for some reason. I don't know why. And so yeah, basically all I'm doing now is just kind of doing a bunch of scattered booch checks, hoping that one of them can bail me out a little bit.
Well, in that case, I will take the time to once again...
I have an idea, actually. Hang on, you can continue.
to once again, I guess, shout out ourselves, for lack of a better term. Redux and Friends Event Horizon is our mini showcase slash race slash whatever we need it to be. Little mini show for members of our community, the various members of our community. If you type in !3D relay, you'll see that on February 3rd, Friday, 6 very, very talented runners of our community will be participating in a 3D Zelda any percent relay race. Not a race, excuse me, just a relay. Very likely one of the last to be done before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. It will be a charity event, so if that sounds of interest, it's pretty monumental for our last 7 out of 7 Event Horizon stream. So if that sounds of interest to you, please make sure to leave a follow, because it will absolutely be happening. I see you've been getting some big blue rupees.
Yes, because of that, my idea might not be necessary. We'll see. Ooh, book. We are 3/5 of the way there. Just one more book and the ocarina. And so if this check here is a big blue rupee or a big red rupee, my idea will be pointless. But if you have a really good memory, we've been to this cabin before, and there's a big red rupee on there, and we can get it.
Nice.
It's a little bit slow to get, but it is better than farming for like blue rupees for 20 minutes. Now this was the third check that required power bracelets that I said was thank you, power bracelets, I guess.
Oh yeah, that does actually ring a bell.
Yes, you need the bracelets to push the bookshelf so you can climb up there, book down. Now, of course, this is going to be a big blue rupee, and that'll all be pointless. But, you know, it was at least a nice thing to remember. Never mind. So yeah, we're going to pick that up. We did hit 10 hearts, coincidentally. So we'll stop by at Waveblade, the dojo in Lake, real quick. And get one item from there. And then hopefully never come back to Droplets. Or come back to Lake. There are still a few items we need, we can get, especially with the lantern. Where am I going? Oh, this is faster, never mind. Maybe. We'll say it's faster. Definitely did not forget about him.
You said that big blue rupees were 100?
Yes, big green are 50, blue are 100, red are 200.
See, that really does not work in my brain. I feel like big blue should be like 50 or 500 or some number where 5 is the first digit.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose the ones they did. Anyway, here, now watch this be fake.
Oh my god,
real.
please be fake. Ah.
It would have been very funny. Anyway, we now have the red sword, which is, like I said, probably, aside from the spin attack, the biggest item in the game. And the spin attack is only like... I don't need that. The spin attack is only like long-term useful, right? The red sword just opens like 100 items.
Gotcha.
And like, I'm not even exaggerating, really. Like, I think it is probably close to 100 items that just opened up.
Are we gonna need more rupees later down the line?
No. Oh, thank God. Okay. Wait. Thank God. Okay. So with those moments, we can now do everything in Fortress of Winds, which is also locked behind the red sword. We will be going there eventually.
Still got some things to do, huh?
We have a lot of things to do first. Yes. That is
What
where
is
we're
it?
going to be slowly heading towards, though. Then you know what were you saying?
What is the percentage chance of an item being a trap?
No idea.
Oh, okay.
There are... I think there's about 20-ish traps and like 500 items, so you can do the math, I guess.
No, it's 2 divided by 50. What is that? 0.04?
Or something like... And that... The exact number of traps that are in the seed is also random. So that kind of varies a little bit.
So it's a 4% chance with like an asterisk after it.
Yeah. You can think of it like that. Oh, I forgot about that guy. We do need to kill that guy, unfortunately.
Wow, well, there are all your rupees.
Yeah, like I said, that shot was the last thing we need to spend rupees on, and we get 1 million of them. The boomerang makes golden enemies a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow.
Okay. Remember when I said if you killed them in the past, if you killed them in screen transition? That has been fixed as proof. That is definitely what I meant to do. And was not an accident. Good, because we needed those 10 bombs. If those 10 bombs were deleted forever, that would be tragic. Also remember to hydrate, everyone. Ooh. Never mind.
Ah, rip.
Oh boy, those are the light power bracelets. I think. Or like... the super power bracelets. We don't need those are fake. There's only 1 power bracelets in the game. And so this is Castor Wilds. At the bottom of this place is the entrance to Fortress of Winds, which is... it's the entrance to Wind Ruins. Which is the map in which Fortress of Winds is located. Like I said, we're going to be here for a bit.
Oh, look at this scary boy.
Anyway, bonk.
That's a pretty cool strat, actually.
It is a optimal bonk. It's nice. And there, if you're like standing next to the chest, you can open it while the cutscene's still happening. It's to my knowledge, the only chest you can do that with. I don't know why. But it does let you skip an animation.
Now to step back for just a second. I've seen a lot of TMCR races happen on ZSR and whatnot, but I don't feel like I've seen very many like spoiler log races for this game. Is there a reason for that?
We did once. So the third tournament, I think, was a variety settings tournament where we played with weird settings, and I think one of them was spoiler log. Where am I going?
Because I know that I remember there was a Wind Waker spoiler log tournament that happened a while back, and I believe it's remained relatively popular. Is there a reason it just didn't catch on for Minish guys?
It's a fun once in a while thing, but doing it like constantly is, I don't know, just not much interest.
Did you just get 1 rupee from that chest?
Yes. Oh, he did let us up. Okay. This rope likes to farm the vines and just constantly kick you back down onto them.
I forgot they were called rope.
Yes, and so we're gonna bully him in revenge for a heart piece.
You've made your heart quota now, though, right?
Yeah, we don't need any more hearts from this point. So there is a subtle trick I just failed to do, where you cancel the end lag of the bow by using the boots, because like normally it takes a little bit, whereas with the boots you can make it basically 0 end lag, which just kind of helps make the bow a bit less clunky. There is this blue butterfly we got for our moments. There are 3 butterflies that speed up items, like make the end lag on them faster, and there is one for the bow. So if we do get that, we don't need the boots cancel the bow at all, but until then, it is a nice option.
Do the boots also have a butterfly?
No, the third one is for the flippers, which lets you mash A to swim faster, for lack of a better description. The flipper's butterfly is not very useful. It is definitely the weakest of the 3. The mitts is the best. Like, obviously we didn't have the mitts before the butterfly, so it's kind of hard to show, but the difference is like night and day. Also, you cannot make this cycle. Even Pass cannot get to the Silly Vat in time.
I was about to ask.
Just out of reach.
Do they reset after you transform every time?
Yes, because the transforming reloads the map.
I see.
Yeah, so this is Caster Minish, or as we like to call it, hiking. Later down the road, we will be hiking. It's very far for his small legs. Remember to exercise, kids. But
I just ate 2 donuts before this stream.
yeah,
they were good.
I used to be someone who skipped Caster Minish checks, and then there's the 3rd and final book. We now just need the Ocarina for the best check in the. That's very exciting.
That's very exciting.
I used to be someone who would skip Caster Minish sometimes because like they're kind of slow and tedious. I think it was the 3rd tournament. Or was it the 4th? One of the 2. No, I think it was the 3rd. Where... So, there was 2 races. There was a big tiebreaker for like 4th place, and then it was a not round robin, a Swiss-style tournament. So there was a big tiebreaker for 3rd, and then a cutoff race to determine who would be the 4th place for the final bracket, right? Not super important.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the tiebreaker race, and I nearly last location Caster Minish because it's slow, and it turned out the 4-sword was on the heart piece in hiking, so I did not win. And then the very next race, I entered the cutoff to see, if I could get in. And I once again, nearly last location Caster hiking. And once again, the 2nd seed in a row. The 4-sword was in the exact same spot. And I lost again. And so I tried not to skip these checks now.
Yeah. Have they since given you any useful items?
Usually one of the earlier ones does, like that. The one on top of the vine that was like halfway. That one likes to have a Kinstone or something.
But at this point, like when you're there, you might as well do all of them, right?
Yeah. And you can see that Harpies was the one that had the 4-sword twice in a row. One of the most fun rooms in the game too, if you could not tell from how many enemies I had to walk through.
Wow, I actually get to see Kinstone Fusion.
Yeah.
Although I guess you said that there were 3 required ones, right?
Yes, there's the Caster Fusions down here. There's 1 Kinstone you need to open Veil. And there's 5 you need to open Palace of Winds in Cloud Tops. We have one Cloudtops and do not have the Veilfall Skinstone. And if we're lucky, which we probably will not be, it will stay that way. Because Palace does not have an element, so if we never need to go there, that is time save.
What is the flying bombs there?
That is a butterfly in vanilla.
Oh.
But now it's 30 bombs just flying around.
That's very funny.
It. I think my favorite's the Karlov medal, which is just this big golden face flying around the screen.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever played as a Nintendo game, but they do like their flying heads and hands.
Oh, if you like heads and hands that are flying, you will have a very fun time in a few minutes.
Oh yeah? Okay. I'll hold my breath. You won't hear any words from me for the next 5 minutes.
Oh, it's more like probably closer to... depends on where the big key is. But ooh, yeah, so we just got dog food. You cannot pet the dog, but you can feed the dog, which is like the next best thing, I guess. That will not give us a bottle, though. It will give us a random item. Fifi might give us a sword or something, who knows. The dog's name is Fifi, if you are wondering. He is a good boy. Can't pet it. No. You can only feed the dog. Or talk to dogs. Or fuse kinstones with the dog. I don't know where they keep them, but you can do that. For some reason. I think, anyway. I don't know how you walk through that snake. Anyway, the reason I was so excited for I guess arrows is, if you could not tell, there is a very long way to get to this stupid dungeon. So if we had to leave and come back, it would have been a lot of walking through rooms we've been through before. Sir, thank you. This is your other favorite thing. You need to kill all the enemies to make some chests accessible. The best puzzle. Oh, that bad?
I couldn't hold my breath any longer, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like we're not even in the dungeon yet, so it's gonna be a bit.
Is that like one of the only times in this game that they pull the kill all the enemies and therefore get the item thing?
That will be coming up very shortly, actually.
Oh, fun. My favorite puzzle, like you said.
Speaking of kill all the enemies, though, there's this guy. Now, we do need to kill all of them in this patch of grass to proceed. We do not need to kill the golden Octorok because it's not supposed to be here yet, but we do need to kill it for a random item, so... Oop. Thank you. Anyway, finally, I don't know how long ago I said we were. Here's Fortress of Winds. Took a minute. That is a scroll, I want that. That is Peril Beam. You can tell because it is orange.
Did you just get 2 important items in a row?
Hmm?
Did you just get 2 notable items in a row?
No, I saw the Peril Beam on the ground through the wall and picked it up. Was all. I don't have the lantern. That does not happen very often. The lantern one-shots Wizrobes, but we cannot do that. So you have to kill them like a casual. Very sad.
Is that like a... Was that like directly coded in? Like,
yes,
Wizrobe weakness is lantern.
Yeah, like it's... I forget if it's the figure... It's on at least one of the Wizrobe figurines, and I think also a manual which just gives you tips on how to fight enemies that, yeah, you can one-shot them with the lantern.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you... I'll show off a few ones with these Stalfos. Like, you can flip their heads over, or... suck their heads off, and now they just kind of wander around aimlessly.
Oh, that's pretty brutal, actually.
Yeah. There's a lot more ways to defeat enemies than you think there are. It's actually kind of neat. That is a rupee lake. We do not need it. Okay, there's the big key. So the boss door is accessible from the very start of the dungeon if you have the mitts. So that's why I said like it could be like 5 minutes. It could 12 minutes. Just depends on where the big key.
You know, for a dungeon that's called Fortress of Winds, there's a lot of sand and ground in this place.
So the lore is this is where the Wind Tribe used to live a long time ago. The Wind was thought to be, but at some point they abandoned it and moved somewhere else. And it has now since kind of fallen apart.
I see.
And they now live in a big tower in the sky underneath Palace of Winds. That is not useful. The Lon key is an alternative way to get in. We have been there a very long time ago, though, so don't really need it. Here I'm save scumming because resetting is faster than watching the item junk. That is not junk. I really hope the other one's a trap.
Oh, what?
Trap's in a trap.
A
Because
trap.
traps are very funny in these traps. I won't spoil it just in case it is one. But it is very funny. They do live there, I promise. We've visited their tower a few times, actually. Once to get some chests at the very start, and then one of the Ghostbusters, a man, to save his life.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, if you, in the vanilla game, not in Rando, they fix this in Rando. In the vanilla game, if you don't save that old man's life before entering Wind Tribe through Cloud Tops, he's just dead. Like, straight up dead.
Oh, that's fun.
And also, if you save his life, he making light arrows, I think the only permanently missable major upgrade in the series. So, that's cool.
How easy is it to stumble upon that?
If you don't, well, light arrows are optional, and you only get access to Wind Tribe early if you certain NPC. So, if you just don't do that fusion, you're never getting light arrows.
Are light arrows sort of Wind Waker levels of broken?
They are about as far away from possibly get. Do you remember the one room a few bits ago in this dungeon where you fought two Igors? The two statue guys? That is literally the only room they save time as a combat weapon.
Oh, fun.
Because they do like, normally they do like double damage, but 4 times the amount of time to charge them. They're like very bad. But
So
that one group though, they are slightly faster.
Are
Did
they
I
at
not?
least...
I did, okay, never mind. Go on.
Are they at least more powerful than normal arrows?
Yes, but less damage over time than normal arrows, because you can shoot normal ones faster.
Oh, okay.
So, they are completely worthless for combat. I am slightly confused about keys, but it's not a huge deal. It is a very fun strat to do. However, bonking over them does require them to dash. When they do cooperate, you can just stun lock them against the wall.
Is it a pretty high chance that happens?
50-50 maybe.
Oh, so you got a 25% chance there.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean...
What? Okay, they changed Fortress key logic. That's fun. That's in the old version of the Rhino. That was not so that's cool.
We're learning, or I
Yes.
guess you're learning.
I'm learning and then teaching you.
Yeah, simultaneously.
Also say hi to Floor Masters. I hate them.
Well, if you hate them, why would I say hi to them?
Because they're rude. Also, you need to kill all of them that appear. Which is... yeah. You couldn't tell from that fight, but Floor Masters have very... They have some of the hitboxes of all time. Arrows have a tendency to just kind of fly under them and not hurt them sometimes. But then their grab radius is gigantic. Pull you from like 8 feet away. And it's not fun. Here we can do a little shimmy and pick the item up with our clone, which is kind of neat.
I thought you said our clown.
I don't think I've ever commented on it, so the red sword, the blue sword, and the 4 sword let you make 1, 2, and 3 clones respectively, or 2, 3, and 4 total links to solve puzzles. Right, so the more swords you have, the more clones you can make. Which is the main reason we went to find swords. I'm also realizing I should have fought Mazal in case Mazal had a key, but whatever. We don't need that.
More swords is more better. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, do you think I'll get grabbed or no?
No. Let's go. No. I should have gone for it.
Those are very mean Floor Masters. So we grabbed that pot through a wall earlier with the Gush Jar. It is a very fun, tiny little logic break that, like, if it has a key, it can be kind of convenient, but otherwise it's neat. I don't know, I like grabbing things through the wall with the Gush Jar. Like you saw me grab that 150 a while back. We are now approaching the boss, so I could have done this... Again, I should have done this before the key-locked part of the dungeon, in case Mazal had a key. But we can just do it now, if we want.
Oh man, I should have been holding my breath. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah. Anyway, here's a giant floating head with...
Yeah, it's with two hands. Is it 2 hands? It better be 2 hands.
It is 2 hands.
Is it?
You have to spawn in for... Yep, there you go.
Yeah, hi Godon.
You joke, in... I think it's the German version. German Mazal and German Godon have the same.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah. And one of the other languages, I forget, Spanish, Mazal and the boss in Phantom Hourglass you fight with the hammer also have the same name. So...
Boss. Oh, Eox?
Yeah, the big tall guy.
Yeah, Eox. Ancient Stone Soldier, I think his name is. God, that boss is so cool. Everyone play Phantom Hourglass. That game is so good.
So yes, all of these ancient robot-y bosses are the same, apparently. But yeah, you just have to shoot the hands and then shrink into the map and blow it.
It doesn't look like there's any like special speed way to do this. You're just doing it optimally.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. The one thing to consider is the pillar can never be in the same spot twice. So you will see me like, oh my god. Shoutouts to these red beetles. This is the only time they... is if Mazal does this one attack. I don't know why those beetles exist. So the pillar can never be in the same twice. So last time it was in the front middle. So I'm gonna avoid digging the front middle out because we don't need to.
Ah, I see.
That's kind of the only speed strat you can do for this fight.
Did you?
This is eventually the third element down, though. We are deceptively close to go. Although we are, never mind, we're almost 2 hours in. So I guess we are kind of far actually for how late it is. For go mode specifically, we still need 2 swords, the lantern, and the graveyard key, which we saw a fake copy of at some point, which was very rude. However, at this point, so basically, starting like with the flippers, we've kind of had like a very clear idea of like, oh, we should go do this next, and then this and whatnot. That has kind of ended now. Because the thing with the Molmits is, like the flippers, they just open a million checks kind of everywhere.
I see.
So we're going to be running around for a time.
So you're just kind of flailing.
Just doing scattered stuff here and there. But first we get to walk all the way out because we do not have the ocarina. It's very fun. Mazal in the vanilla game does give you the ocarina, so casually at least you don't need to walk out, but...
I see. If you were to guess for those flying bombs still
I'm gonna kill them.
Where would you guess if you were to make a bet as to where the ocarina is currently? Where would you guess?
I mean, the worst place you can be is in Dark Hyrule Castle, but...
Well, it sounds like if anything is in Dark Hyrule Castle, that's a major check. It kind of sucks.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, like, you don't need the ocarina. The only thing the ocarina unlocks is the library. It doesn't unlock very many items. It's just, like, the biggest quality of life item, right?
Oh, okay, I see.
So it can be basically anywhere. It's just a matter of stumbling into the right spot. Which could be not right now, but it could be shortly, or it could be like an hour from now. I feel like odds are it's in Vale, kind of the only big area we have left. Like, there's some stuff we can do we can't do it yet, but we will be able to do in Great at some point. But Vale Falls plus Cloud Tops plus Wind Tribe plus Palace has a bajillion items, if you could not tell from me listing 4 different areas.
Yeah.
And all of that is locked behind just the Vale Falls Stone. Well, most of it's locked behind just the Vale Falls Stone. Which again, we do not want, because that means that's like an entire quarter of the map we never have. Which is a good thing, because that is fast. I did do the bell, okay.
What are the I'm assuming you're not the only person who has this test version of the new rule set. So what would you guess sort of the average time for this sort of test version is?
Again, I think I'm the 3rd person to play this seed. I don't know the 2nd person's time. He's a pretty active rando runner, and also the 1st person who did this is another dev who just started the rando, and if I remember right, he said he got a 320, which, again, for reference, 99% of seeds should be able to be beaten in under 3 hours. So, again, they did just join the project like a few months ago, so there's our 2nd bomb bag finally. So like that might have something. Their time might be a bit slower, but this is a doozy of a seed.
At least you have boots now.
Yeah. Oh, and I've only done one other seed with this shuffler. Rather, it was different settings, and that one was 2 hours 55 minutes. So that one was also key sanity, so like it was probably longer. than this one's going to be. We can't do... Why did I quick warp? We can't do the thing behind that bombable wall. We need the lantern for that. Shoutouts to that bombable wall, by the way. There is and the dev team did not even know it existed at first.
Can you say that again? You cut out a bit.
That bomb wall has no indicator that it exists, and like the entire speedrunning community and the devs of the rando did not know it existed at first.
Oh.
Like, so the randomizer server was not initially for a randomizer. It was initially a map editor called Minish Maker, and it was only by making Minish Maker and looking through the areas and did they go, oh wait, there's a cave there, huh?
What does it contain normally?
I think a redkin stone. So
anyone who's
like,
100% of the game technically does know of its existence.
Well, no, because you don't, like, you can get infinite redkin stones. You don't need it to be the game.
I see.
It's basically like a chest with having room in it or something.
Got it. My plebiness in the Minish camp is showing it's rearing its head.
The gold stones are the only finite one. Every other one can be farmed. And I think there's more than enough copies for every chest in the game. So yeah, no one knew that cave existed for a long time.
Man, you're just rupee rich right now.
Yeah, like I said, normally you are maxed out on money. The needing to farm money for the sword was very much unusual. I am coming back for these chests, don't worry. This is a very slight up, because if one of these chests has a... Damn it, okay. I was so excited. If it had a curse trap, we back to the previous chest to stand in front of it. Whereas if we picked them up as we went, we would be cursed halfway through digging and just need to wait the full thing out instead.
Oh, I see.
So it is on average very marginally faster to dig and go back. But like, not really.
So I take it with all these hearts, you're basically no longer like risk of dying.
No. Like even at like 8 hearts, dying is pretty hard for the most part. Maybe against... sorry?
There was a one golden Tektite that gave you some issues.
Yeah, because golden Tektites are mean. I did at some point say if the seed was gold cloud top skin stones, and we have gotten multiple. So I don't know what that splash was. That was weird. Oh, thank God.
Ah,
okay.
there it is.
Oh, that means we can access Yulari. Okay. No, we have to do that. That is the law of the rando.
Wow, it looks exactly like Link to the Past.
Yeah. Fun fact, you can... Whoop. You can talk to this librarian from behind.
Nice.
And then the custodian just grabs them through you. It is slightly faster movement to do that. Yeah, so without the ocarina, that guy would have been standing in front of... is why.
I see. I was gonna ask.
Thank you, Yulari.
Oh, large quiver. Cool.
Very useful. Yeah, so we needed the ocarina to open the library, shrink, and we need all 3 books for him to be happy and give us the item. Now, we can't do everything. That room to the left has a frozen chest, which cannot melt without the lantern, so we might be coming back. Oh my god, please.
What are these enemies supposed to be?
They are scissor beetles. They are beetles that chuck their jaws at you,
I
and
see.
they're kind of annoying. And by kind of annoying, I mean extremely annoying. So this ocarina was actually a really nice find, because up here in Malari's mines there's 8 digging spots or something ridiculous, but without it we would have had to climb all again. So
No
Getting the
Breath of the
ocarina.
Wild simulator this time.
However, we will be climbing half the mountain again for one check semi-shortly.
Cool.
So I hope you like climbing.
I played through Breath of the Wild, so. What other climbing games have I played?
Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
I should quit work. Yeah. It might look like these are random. I do know where these are after doing these enough. There is a special map for them on the tracker though, so you don't need to memorize them. I definitely did not have them memorized at first. Hey, speaking of the useless swimming butterfly, there it is. Mostly useless swimming butterfly anyway. Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
That's bad. We don't want
That's
this.
bad.
We don't want to go to Palace. Because it does not have an element, and so if we can avoid it, that would be...
That's right. That's right. Does that sort of like... Does that sort of like indicate to you that there is like a check in there that you need to get?
I mean, there's usually a check in Palace. Like, it is... I think behind Droplet... But definitely behind Droplets, and I think behind Fortress, the 3rd most loaded dungeon in the game. Like, most seeds, element or otherwise, end with, and then you get your 4-sword in Palace, and you're... Right. It's just usually how things work out. I guess the combination of it being very, very late in the seed and also having a lot of potential item location just makes it a magnet for like the last thing you...
That's always how it works, right?
Yeah. Because you need what? 4 swords, not the 4-sword, 4 swords, 6 kinstones, the grip ring, bombs, and the lantern to reach it. And the cape to do anything in it. So,
Wow.
and the spin attack.
Pretty stacked.
Yeah, so it's very late in the siege, usually. Anyway, here's a very fun room. Without the cape, it's very quote-unquote fun, but with the cape, it's just free. You can imagine what slowly crawling through all of this dust, getting hit by rollers and flies is like.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
At least those Yanmas don't have speed boost.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a giant sword. High cloud strife.
No, that is Librari, who normally lives in the library. But this is like a secret home that he hides out in. For fun, I guess.
Fun, like.
And in the vanilla game, he gives you a heart container for finding him. I don't know why. Getting all 136 heart, but talking to one Minish in a cave gets you a container.
Yeah, I've heard that people were slightly miffed that in order to do after completing the very, very slow process of fusing all of the kinstones and getting all the statues or whatever, you get a heart piece, which is required to 100% the game.
Well, the only reward for doing all the fusion, special trophy, right? The figurines is just a gacha simulator that you need to. There we go. A gacha simulator that you need to finish. So the lantern opens stuff in droplets, but again, we don't want to go to droplets. Or at least we don't want to do the boss in droplets. Again, if you were not here when it does not have an element, the boss of droplets is the worst check in the game, and it is not close. So if we can avoid it, that would be very lovely. For reference, again, on average you get an item every 15-ish seconds, more or less. Very much more or less, but like on average 15. Octo gets you 2 items for like 6 minutes
Wow,
of time investment.
That's some boss.
Yeah, because you have to go through like a third of the dungeon to open it, and that entire third of the dungeon has 0 items in it. And then the boss fight itself is also very slow. So
I mean, I find that hilarious because isn't that temple also the one where you can like dive and get like 50 items?
yes. Right, and if it does have an element, then that's what, because you have to do Octo anyway. It's not a big deal, but
Sure.
when it doesn't have an element, it is sad. So I'm gonna run around and do a bunch of lamp checks instead. There are a few lamp checks in droplets proper that aren't bad to get, but there's only like 8 of them maybe, and with the Ocarina, we can kind of run around the overworld fairly fast.
Refresh my memory. What would you say would be like a good thing to get right now?
We are almost certainly going to find the Veilfall, I had to guess. Which, again, we don't want to find, but we are kind of out of options to go to otherwise.
Understood.
In an ideal world, we get like the blue sword, and then the graveyard is vanilla in the graveyard, and then the forest sword is in the back of the graveyard, and then we're land out of nowhere.
Gotcha.
In reality, it's going to be like we find the Veil Falls, get blue sword and graveyard key in Veil Falls, and then forest sword is who knows where, or something. You know, here's the one frozen chest I said we did. For 5 rupees.
5 rupees.
Actually, no, Gustar's better.
And you have the biggest wallet, right?
Mm-hmm.
What a shame.
Yes, we have the biggest wallet, the second out of 3 quivers, and the second bomb bags.
See, this is why Phantom Hourglass is so good, because it gives it. There's no wallets in that game.
Oh, if you want a fun fact about the bomb bags, Minish Cap's development was weird. The European version is the version that came out first and is the oldest version for some reason. And it's very weird and kind of unfinished. Like some rooms were like changed around a little bit to make generally kind of janky. My favorite part of it, though, is that it's just missing a bomb bag, like entirely. You cannot get all 4 bomb bags in the EU casually.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, there's supposed to be one you can get, and not there. They forgot about it. So you cannot 100% the European version, technically. I am stupid. I'm not stupid, but...
So is it like, does it like technically exist somewhere in the game, or is it just not coded
It's
in?
just not, it does not exist.
Huh.
It's very strange. Oh, hey, thank you. We will never use those.
Nice.
Yes, that dojo opened up once we hit 7 scrolls, which we've had for a little bit. But now it is time for droplets. Most of droplets. Bad droplets we will not do yet. But we are running.
Yeah, you're running low.
We have bad droplets and 1 check that I skipped for a meme. And that is literally it. So... odds are pretty high that Veil Falls Skinstone or something is going to be in here.
Boss time.
I mean, there's still like 8, 9 items maybe that we can before the boss, ignoring Blue Chew, who is also bad.
Oh, is Blue Chew in here?
Yeah, Blue Chew's in here. We're gonna walk past him. I'm not gonna do Blue Chew yet. There's the last key. That locked door down there, that is Blue Chew.
What does Blue Chew give you? Vanilla, just a key or something?
In the vanilla game, Blue Chew gives you the lantern.
Ah, I see, I see.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense considering all the guys here.
So we do need the graveyard key, but to do anything with it, we need the blue sword. So that is not used immediately.
I'm looking over at your tracker for the literal first time in this entire run, and I'm confused as to how you're not close.
Well, we're 3 items away from Go mode. Sorry, I lied. We're 2 items from Go mode. I can't count. We are literally just swords.
Just swords, huh?
Yes.
God, these things are abominations.
Are what?
Abominations.
Oh, we are. Oh no, we are done fighting them. I lied. We might see if the seed is worst case scenario. We might walk past them. If I can hit them. I do have roll attack for this room. Roll attack makes this room a lot less annoying. I said at some point, like, if you have 8-ish hearts, you're not really in danger of... that Scissor Beetle fight plus this room is, like, one of the few, like, high-level rando runners still die occasionally.
Oh, yeah.
Because, as you can see, like, enemies just kind of hit you everywhere. But with this much health, it's not really an issue. But yeah, entering droplets at like 3 and doing Scissor Beetles and then this is not fun. I do not. Very stressful.
Imagine. 5 rupees.
Oop. And there it is, yeah. Like I said, we kind of had to find it soon, even though I didn't want. Because we did not have anything else.
Does this preclude you from having to do the boss fight now?
Yeah, we will be leaving. We will not be doing Octo.
Oh, that's good.
Octo will be the literal last thing we.
It's gonna have the Force Sword, I promise.
Yeah. That did used to be a meme, although that was Myth, who is a different person. He rolls Force Sword on Octo. I think 3 times.
Was Myth the person who commentated during Sub-Zero?
Yes. Yes, he does basically everything. He races, he commentates, he develops the rando, he speedruns the vanilla game. Oh my god. He is a leaderboard mod.
Does he track?
Not usually, no. I'm kind of the resident tracker, for the most part.
Let's go, Nimbus125.
And see, like, here we don't need the lily pad, because we can open the chest, thank you.
Are you at least gonna do Blue Chew?
No. Blue Chew is also slow.
I just
Like,
want
when
to I just want to see friend-shaped boy.
Nope. In a world where droplets does have an element, barring like contextual things like vanilla crunch timer, the second worst check in the game. Because it's like 1.5 to 2 minutes for one. It is not the best. Anyway, this is Vale Falls proper. We've done some in like the vicinity of Vale. That's not the room. This is the one I was thinking of. We've done some stuff like around Vale Falls, but this is Vale Falls proper.
Oh, anti-fairies are in this game.
No, that is a spark.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Capcom named a few enemies. Oh, sorry, no, that's a bubble. That's not a spark. Sparks are like just straight up anti-fairies though, but renamed. Please. Thank you. Shoutouts to these chews. They might be my favorite enemy. They are very fun. I have not killed one in like 10 years, but they look very cute.
And that's the throw the bomb at them, right?
Yeah, or have the rock breaker scroll and slap.
There's a rock breaker scroll.
Yeah, you need a special boomerang. Thank you. You need a scroll to break pots and rock, which is why I have not been doing it. This is not a helpful boomerang today. There we go. Like I said, Tektites are kind of the worst.
Have you gotten anything from these golden enemies that was useful?
No. And that is the last one, so we will not be getting anything. This is the... Oh. That's fun. Oh, and there's the last Cloud Upskin stone.
Wait, is that a sword?
Yes, that is a sword.
Nice. So one more, right?
Yep. And then we are in go mode.
I'm telling you. You gotta go back to Temple of Droplets.
Well, what were you... Yeah, I will leave, I think, after finishing Baleful. I could do Cloud Tops, I won't. Because we can do the entirety of the graveyard, which is required, and the 4 swords back there, then, like, yay. It won't be, but I can dream. Also, shoutouts to this game for inventing a full decade and a half before Breath of the Wild did.
Inventing what? Sorry?
Remote bombs.
Remote. Oh, I see.
Oh, wait. Nope. With the blue sword, we can do one more check in here, actually. It is up here.
That looked like a straight up boo.
Yes, that is a Genie, I think is how they're pronounced. H-I-N-I. They're in Zelda 1. They're not unique to this game. So, they might actually predate boos. Actually. I'm not sure. Someone else looked that up. When did boos come out and when did Zelda 1 come out?
Well, Zelda 1 was 86.
Right.
I don't remember when.
Was it 86?
Yeah, that's Gymnast 86, 1986.
I thought that was just a random number you said.
It is. Like, it has nothing to do with it. That's how I remember it. 1986 was before Zelda.
Okay. So remote bombs are nice because you can just blow them up instantly and save time.
I feel like these are the only great fairies that look great.
Yes, these are visually my favorite great fairies in the series. They look nice.
Then you get your Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which exist.
So this is the Lost Woods.
Yeah, that's pretty spooky.
This is not the casual way through. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to read a bunch of quests that take you to a completely different path that doesn't have a chest. And then once you're finished doing all the stuff with Dampé, also High Dampé, he'll like mutter like, "Oh, I remember left, 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 up, up, up for some reason. Why do I remember?" Yeah, that's not the correct sprite. That is a thing I'm pretty sure that's a known bug. That did not steal a sword, I promise. Anyway, he says, like, that path to himself as a hint that you should go try that and you get, like, fruit from it or something.
Ah, I see.
Or you can just kind of face through the grave and doing it the intended way, which is like pushing one or two of them to walk all the way around. Speaking of things in Zelda 1, this is...
Sorry, what? You cut out.
Speaking of, like, Geenies being in Zelda 1, this is the Zelda, which is a little bit cool. Whatever. Oh, okay. I wanted to be cool, but I screwed it up. If you put big normal Link on the right side, it is marginally more optimal.
Ah. What a shame you didn't get that.
Because you can do that. It is definitely not faster to wait a cycle, though. For whatever reason, my god.
Wow.
Okay. No, we don't have dash attack. Oh well. If you have dash attack, you just insta-kill all of those ropes, and it's satisfying. But you can still just run through them, so, like, who cares? And that was the boss of the dungeon, I hope.
Wow. Everyone clap for Nimbus. That looked pretty hard.
Yeah, so Royal Crypt isn't a true dungeon, it's a mini dungeon like Ice Cavern or something. But internally it's treated like a dungeon. It's just kind of nice to have 6 dungeons for the rando. Oh, there's the motor.
How come?
Well, because then you get 2 non-element dungeons. It just works out nicer that way,
I see.
right?
I mean, I don't know.
You're at 19 hearts. That is exciting. Yeah, we get to 20 hearts. I will be very amused. Oh, we're not getting to 20 hearts. Probably.
Oh, there it is.
No!
Nice!
Oh, that's so mean. Oh. And it's a curse trap too, so we have to sit and think about our actions in life and just ponder. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's you gotta go fight the blue chew.
Seed is very funny. I saw that, I was like, how did that guy spend, like, how did Kato spend over 3 hours on that seed? If that's real, what? And then, okay, that's why. Because that is not a real sword. Also, hi, Goron.
Oh wow, Jesus.
Yeah, he's big.
Is that like the only Goron in this game and he's just gigantic?
No, there's a few Goron, like, somewhere south of Lon Lon, there's a cave where you use fusions to get a bunch of Goron.
I see.
Cave. And there's a merchant, and the Goron merchant from is in this game as well, and he sells you kinstones.
From what game?
From Wind Waker, the, like, trade quest Gorons that have, like, they have, like, a bucket on their head. Yeah, there's one Goron in Wind Waker.
I was like, what?
Well, one Goron model. I don't know if it's the same Goron or not, because he's in different places. But yeah, he's like that game's a Goron trading quest equivalent. I don't know what you get for it, but you get something. It is different Goron? Yeah, it might be, I don't know. Would not be surprised. Here are some very scary cloud piranhas.
Cloud piranhas.
How do you defeat them? You just let them jump off the cliff.
Oh, nice.
Like, you can kill them if you want, but that's just a lot easier.
Can you dig into the clouds?
Yes, we will be doing that very short. These cloud walls, specifically.
Mm.
Like so. And there are items buried in the walls. So I did not go over the settings super well. One of the settings is obscure, which randomizes these like buried digging items. And if all of the underwater spots that like we got in droplets, those are obscure. And then like 3 bots.
I see.
So if you don't want to memorize where all these digging. By the way, Catch Jam, this might be my favorite song in the game, I don't know. It is a good one.
Oh, I can't hear the music.
Uh,
Let me turn on the actual stream for a second. Man, you're just... There's so many bombs in this game.
yeah. Well, again, those are added. Like, the junk pool is semi-randomly made. In fact, every bomb refill that's more than 5 is artificially put in the game. Those do not exist. Those are new to this version because the devs thought it'd be like alternative junk items. Speaking of, I don't know if it's on for this seed or not. There is a setting that has completely useless items randomized. So like, Ocarina of Time, Stone of Agony, right?
Oh, that sounds awful.
Well, they don't do anything. They're just items you can pick up and be like, hey, that's useful. And then you... Alright.
I guess.
They do not do anything. They're just kind of cool to be like, oh, hey, that thing. Although since we've not seen either 2 of them, I'm guessing they're not turned on. Specifically, they are the Sheathsmith sword that you get literally at the very start of the game, and the broken Bakori sword, which you reforge into the green sword. Anyway, we finally opened Wind Tribe.
Yeah.
Took a
I was
minute.
about to say, like, how is that not the slowest check in this game?
Well, because you get all of these checks along the way, right?
Right.
Whereas Octo, it's literally just Octo. Now, because we saved this man's life, he will give us an item. Thank you.
Nice.
That's about as useful as light arrows are.
Yeah.
Oh, we still don't have the nut. Oh, that's sad. Maybe it'll be up here. Jabbernut's a not useless. It is now useless. It's like the Lalon Cube. It gives you access to Deepwood Shrine, but so do the flippers. Also give you access to a lot of other things. So the Jabbernut just usually ends up not being useful at all. We did also get all of the quivers, and we do have all of the bottles, and we're missing 1 scroll, so...
I'm telling you, it's gotta be Big Octo.
We are getting close to 100%.
If it's Big Octo or Blue Chew, I'm gonna be so jazzed.
Like I said, all we have left is Palace, that 1 meme check I skipped for fun. The 1 scroll we're missing is Rockbreaker, thank you. Because these skulls do count as rocks. Yeah, it's Palace, that 1 meme check, and then Blue Chew and Octo, and that's it. It has to be in one of these places. There is nothing else.
I I think you should abandon this place and go back to the Temple of Droplets.
Thank you.
Because if it took the developer that long to do it, they probably went all the way through Palace of Winds and was like, "Oh, it's got to be here, right?"
I mean, yeah, realistically, yes, but that is kind of like metagaming to see it a bit, right?
I mean,
Also, yes, that is how you one-shot wizards with the lantern. You just walk up to them and they explode. Anyway,
that's very little input on your part.
Here is a fun trick that saves like 2 runes, like 2 minutes of movement with no items.
Nice.
It's not as precise as it looks. The jumps I did were set up to make it very free. But yeah, you can even do that like casually. It's with the setup, it's not hard. YOLOing it is very hard. I would not recommend that. Also, if I wanted to do glitches, we could do things that... But those are banned from race settings. Even though they are kind of neat. And at least in Palace... sorry?
Is doing the Manta Ray boss, like, faster than doing Big Octo?
Very, yes.
Very? Oh, okay.
Because again, there's like a check. There's an extra chest right before Georg. And then there's a chest right before that chest right before, right? So it ends up only being like maybe 2 minutes for 2 items for instead of like 6 for Octo. Right, because we could go to Droplet, spend 6 minutes and get 2 items, or we could 12, 15 minutes in Palace and get 30.
Right. Exactly. Wait, what was the puzzle there?
You're supposed to line up with the switches. Also, shoutouts to the power bracelets one last time. Fun fact, until 2019, it was really hard to skip the power bracelets purely because of this one check. It was possible, but it was very stupid. And it will never be useful again, and I am very... It was a 1-frame trick against 60 FPS, with no consistent setup or consistent timing, and if you fail it once, you lose like 3 minutes.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So, it was a very fun trick. But it is, like, it's not even just obsolete, it's like straight up in the East.
Yeah.
Which involves using the cane to jump out of bounds from that hole.
Why are there moblins up here?
Hmm?
Why are there moblins up here?
And they're just hanging out.
Yeah. They take their jetpacks up here.
I mean, the canonical reason all the monsters exist is at the beginning of the game they're sealed away in a box by the Bikori sword, Bikori blade. But then at the beginning, Vadi breaks the Bikori blade and unleashes monsters everywhere. Right.
Lore.
Yeah. And the fun, that's not even just lore, like if you used a fire rod to break out of the intro and visit all of these locations, they won't have monsters until you watch that cutscene.
I see.
It's, again, like I said, they put way more thought into making sure things work in this game than they really needed to. Which is cool, but also annoying for glitch hunting. I don't have the Force Sword. So there are. Thank you. That's a spark / anti-fairy.
Ah, I see.
Okay. There are 6 locked doors in this dungeon, and obviously 6 keys. Both that locked door I walked past and Georg require 4 of them. So, if you open that locked door we walked past, you will need all 6 big keys. That's not the case. You will need all 6 big keys to finish the dungeon. Whereas if you skip it, then you only need 4. But I don't want to risk having to climb the entire second up. So we're doing these checks, even though they're kind of slow. Require you to full clear the... Yeah.
I'm assuming
Like-
there are people who have attempted to not do that and then get screwed.
Like, if you're in Go mode, you can skip these no issue.
Mm.
And you can gamble them being junk, but, it's risky. Because, again, it takes... Like, there's no shortcut to get up this entire climb twice.
Sure.
And, of course, it was junk, so you gotta skip these, but, like... we couldn't know that. Anyway, here's the boss door. We're about to go fight the boss. Here's the boss. He's very hard. It was very scary. I tried my hardest. I nearly...
Clap.
Also, this is only the halfway point of the dungeon. If you could not tell. Yeah, but this and Droplets both play with putting the boss door in weird places in the dungeon, which... I don't know why they do it, but it is kind of neat. So
I mean, with Droplets, it's like literally right at the beginning of the dungeon, right?
yeah. Well, because technically that room is the boss room, because Octo is just stuck in the middle of it, frozen. And then you have to unthaw it, or thaw it. You just have this talk.
Yeah.
Here is a puzzle you're supposed to use clones for, but especially with remote bombs, you can just kind of do that. You can do it with normal bombs too, but with remote bombs, extremely free.
We like not having to use our brain.
Yes. Thanks, Behat.
They couldn't make that air drift speed a little bit faster.
It is faster only in Cloud Tops. I don't know why. But in Cloud Tops, it is like significantly faster than every...
On one hand, I get it, because I clearly don't want to sequence break too many things, but
Mm-hmm.
they could have just I don't know. It's a game feel thing.
Yeah. God damn it. If you have Force Sword, you can one-shot very, very fast. With only Blue Sword, though, you need to hit them.
Gross. Ah, your favorite.
Yes. You don't actually need to kill those Floor Masters, but, you're not pulling that lever without killing the Floor Master.
Right, exactly.
I don't remember what that hurt piece was, so we're gonna go get it. Nice. Hang on. I don't think this is faster, but it's cool. Well, I don't know what's faster between reloading and for the cycle to line up. But you can just do that
Oh, nice.
instead of trying to blow it up from a distance or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
If I can menu.
That's a very fancy looking boomerang you have there.
Yes, this is the magic boomerang. You can this isn't the best place to show it off, but you can like steer it around with the D-pad. Yeah, like you can curve it like this.
Wow.
It is a completely optional item and does get it because it lets you do a fun glitch called boss door clip in droplets. Okay, that was a key. You can also do boss door clip with the lantern, but the lantern's in droplets and you need to, it's behind the boss door, so yeah. And for the record, boss door clip doesn't skip the boss door, you clip into it by opening it, right? It's not like, I don't know, Wind Waker, where you just kind of shuffle behind it. It is also like the freest glitch of your life. You can do it like blindfolded on your first try, I can get.
All right, everyone, get out your copies of the Minish cap.
We're leaving.
Oh, what was that?
That was Force Sword.
Oh, it was Force Sword? Okay, let's go.
That is go mode.
Although, actually, I'm kind of sad, because I kind of wish that it was Big Octo and or Blue Chew.
If it was Octo, we would be going... Not by far, but like 305, 310 maybe. Actually, maybe even not. I guess it depends on the DHC key layout.
I don't know, you've been kind of schmoovin'.
I guess we didn't have much left in Ballast. There were like 2 chests in the boss left, so that's like 3-4 minutes maybe. And then like 12 to do everything and drop. Yeah. If DHC had a really nice key layout, we could do it in under 3 hours, but you'd probably go overestimate. Because we do still need to find the big key in DHC. We need 1 small key and the big key. Small key is free because there's 5 of them. But the big key can be anywhere in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Look at those elements.
Yes. So casually, once you get a new element, the white sword to the sanctuary and give it a new element, which lets you make a new one. But here for this, we just... Yeah.
That makes sense now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
here
have to
we
come
just...
back here every time.
Yeah, well, technically not every time, because you don't get the white sword until after Cave of Thorns. So you come here with 2, 3, 4 elements, not 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's kind of sucks, actually.
Also, you don't have to go through that whole hedge. The first 2 maybe visits, you can just run straight through the castle entrance. Right there.
Hi, Vadi.
Also, yeah, Vadi was the king the whole time. Technically, he's not actually the king the whole time, and in Rando he is, so... Oops, I guess. He only disguises himself as the king, like, casually speaking, after Gave Up Flames on the Caster Wilds.
I don't know what this casual playthrough you're speaking of is.
Actually, in the speedrun, he doesn't do that at all.
But he just wants to be himself.
Yeah. Oh my god, okay. So you know that cursed thing where we have to stand wait?
Oh, does that that bubble inflict
Yeah,
that?
these are the enemies that give that status, so... Almost had to do the weight of shame. Anyway, there's the real king. He is a statue.
Yeah, he's looking a little gray. Looking a little down.
Yeah.
Get that man on Prozacs.
Hey!
Nice.
Oh, not. Thank you. That made the seed. Okay. I like the seed. That is completely useless and also very...
think you mentioned that too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Jabbernet, it's not a useless item, but it's a usually nearly useless item. The random community likes it because it's a meme. And
Yeah.
in Dark Harrow Castle, there is one non-dungeon item. Actually, that's a lie, technically, because of this. Usually, there's only one non-dungeon item in the game, in the dungeon. Right, everything else is either a key or like map, compass, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This seed, I did not mention it because I really just now. Another thing that's different is you start with all the maps and the compasses, which effectively gives every dungeon 2 extra random items.
What are these guys?
Those are just purple keys. The same fox things as before. If they stab you, they make your rupees go everywhere, and you have to pick them up. Or you don't care because you have 1,000,000 rupees.
They're basically just Wind Waker rods.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword crows.
Well, crows also do that in this game.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yes. Okay, that was not baby DHC. The optimal DHC layout is the small key on the second chest and the big key on that chest. I guess it's the first chest we did. Key. Yeah, well, like getting the small key is the easy part. Getting the big key is where it gets kind of annoying.
Oh no, you got anti-varied.
Spark, excuse you. I'm trying to think, that's not the only enemy they name. I'm trying to think of what the other ones are.
Did they change the name to Moblins? Like,
no, Moblins are Moblins.
Ogre sword guy.
There's a few. Oh, I guess like Matter Pillar is it's basically a Wiggler. I think internally it is even called, but they're called Matter Pillars because they're definitely not Wigglers. There's a few other ones. Oh, that's what it was. The Guineas are like you'd think they'd be posed, but they're not. They're instead an obscure Zelda 1 enemy. Also, these cannons can't hit you when you're flying. They're decorational. I don't know why they exist.
It's the illusion of danger.
Yeah.
It's like a roller coaster.
Actually, this doesn't roll. Oh, sorry.
No, I know. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I was going to say, I just realized we're not going to be hitting 20 hearts, unfortunately. So.
That's a shame.
We're also probably never getting rock. Well. Right, and so if we had the big key, we could just walk up to them. But we can't.
Right.
Nice.
I'm so used to Twilight Princess, where like the final dungeon isn't like hugely substantial, but this is actually pretty.
No, this is like
dungeon.
This is like the second longest dungeon in the game, I think.
I guess it's sort of that way with A Link to the Past too, right?
Whoop. Whoop.
What a nice jump.
Too tiny of a jump. Yeah, by rolling on the top half of that grate, you don't change your respawn tile, so you can just respawn down below instead of waiting for the platform. Also, if I'm good. Yay.
Nice. That reminds me of like Deku Toad from Twilight Princess.
Yeah. Like, if you know the setup, it's not that hard. That is not a thing I practice ever. That's just a YOLO it. And sometimes I get it.
Ah, I see. They made that's actually a nice distinction, because I'm gonna be honest. In Ocarina of Time, I couldn't tell you the difference between a wall and a floor master.
Yeah, wall masters are red in this game, and floor masters are blue. Also in the dungeon, there are these 4 towers. Never mind, you don't care.
Never mind. Yeah.
There's 1 tower. Who cares
All
about
right.
the other ones?
Oh, they still make you watch the cutscene, huh?
Mhm. Anyway, that room you just have to walk through, and they don't bother closing the door for some reason. In this room, you just have to great spin and stand on some switches.
Oh no, your
Yeah.
rupees. No. Oh wow, you
and-
lose kinstone shards too.
And then in this room, you have to fight 3 Dark Nuts. You can decide which room is hardest yourself.
I mean, Cave of Ordeal's last room has definitely scarred me, so...
But like again, like there's a time limit. If you take too long, you just straight up game over.
Oh
Like
wait,
Vaati
really?
Vaati will steal the life force from Zelda and kill it if you take too long.
That's pretty metal, actually.
Yeah. What am I doing?
How long
Anyway,
is
here's-
too long, exactly?
I don't know. It's like 3 to 5 minutes, maybe. Like it's enough that you can do it, but like a super casual who's not very good at fighting Dark Nuts, which is genuinely really hard, then like you can game over. Yeah. It is not out of the realm of possibility, casually.
Huh. Well, I don't think I've ever seen this form before.
So you have to... Body really likes eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm judging but from what I know about the last form. Yeah, he really does like eyes.
So here you have to break all of the eyes. Thank you, Vaati. I love you. Also, their hitboxes are really weird sometimes. Okay, he was nice at the end. He likes to teleport around 1,000,000 times and waste your life. Anyway, if you liked eyes, there's more.
Wow, this is straight up Link's Awakening.
Yeah. On this first phase, you can break the eyes with the down thrust instead. Well, you can do that on every phase. It's just on every other phase you need clones to do enough to advance the cycle. So it's only worth going for on phase 1. Oh. Also, kind of like Mazal, there are a few rules to this. The first phase will always be on the bottom, and they can never be in the same place twice. So for phases 2 and 3, you can figure out where they are in like 1 or 2 arrow shots usually.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Vaati. I love you. Vaati 2 is usually a giant troll. He's kind of cooperating today, though. Thankfully.
Too
he
easy,
really
man.
wants-
Teleports everywhere.
Yeah. If he wants to be mean, he'll just like sit on the clone pads and kind of have to wait for him to move. That's very fun.
Wait, fairies don't heal you all the way up in this game?
No, they heal like 6 hearts.
Interesting.
I think I don't know, it's something like that.
Alright,
Anyway,
this
here's
is
the
form
final
of body.
phase.
Yeah, this is the one I know.
Also, if you die at any point in game over. Nuts. So. Oh my god. That was the bad arm. Ideally, he gives us the other one.
Wow, these things are kind of creepy looking, actually.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're supposed to. I always thought they're like gears or something. But yeah, you have to pop the arms out of the ground and then blow them up. And then after you play tennis. Because it's a Zelda game. Body, thank you.
Yeah.
Taking his sweet time. Oh, nice. That might be frame perfect, getting the insta pop into the arm, I don't know.
You're just
It's
so good that
relatively
you always
tight.
get it.
I definitely do not always get it. Yes. Anyway, here is quadruple tennis.
Let's go.
You only have to hit him with the sword twice, even though he's saying
It's not really tennis. It's like
it's mostly tennis.
it only takes one.
It is also a lot more precise for some reason. Like you only have maybe half a dozen pixels horizontally to work with.
Oh,
It's kind of mean.
I mean, you're making it look easy. Very, very nice.
Fool.
Fool. GG, friend.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, that was, like I said, that was a. It could have been a worse seed, but it was not a very. Or, did I cut out?
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry. Like, it was not the worst seed possible, but it was still not very good, and it was very much under 250. Like, you can comfortably do most race setting seeds in under 3 hours. They have to be, like, unusually awful.
I mean, if there's anything we know about Randas, is that being unusually awful sometimes doesn't feel so unusual.
Yeah. Also, you can see a bunch of fun stats, like 87 corps, 9,000 rupees.
Is that a lot?
Usually it's like 5,000.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I don't know where those came from. I don't even know if we can support
rads.
5 digits. Yeah, that's weird. Anyway. But yes, that is everything for me, at least. I guess I can shout out the Rando Discord if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure. So if you want to play the Rando, it is, in my opinion at least, and a lot of the other opinions, this is the most beginner-friendly Zelda Rando. So if you always wanted to play one, this is a very good one to start with, if you want. Just hop in there, and there's an FAQ at the top of Rando info if you want to figure out how to install it and get started. Yes, thank you, Variety, for giving me the chance to do this. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this has been Event Horizon, event number 5. Event 6 is to be determined, but event 7 is absolutely going to be our 3D Zelda Relay Any Presents. So make sure to follow and stick around for that. That'll be happening on February 3rd. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for watching.